Since we have been studying the importance of fresh water and talking about things that threaten our fresh water, we're going to take a look at an article from this September 3rd issue of Science World magazine. In this issue, they featured a story about how blue jeans are made, and as you can see from the picture here, how sometimes the dye that's used to make blue jeans can end up in freshwater rivers and streams. Greener Jeans is the name of the article. The question is, can researchers find a way to make jeans blue without using toxic chemicals? Blue jeans are some of the most popular clothing items of all time, but manufacturing them comes with a hidden cost. Many of the chemicals used to produce jeans' characteristic blue color are toxic and can end up polluting the environment. Now, scientists are working on a greener, which means more environmentally friendly, way to make jeans blue with help from an unusual source, bacteria. Blue jeans were originally colored with natural indigo, a blue dye derived from several tropical plants, including Indigofera tinctura. Eventually, chemists developed a synthetic or artificial version of the indigo to keep up with the high demand for the dye. Synthetic indigo is very useful for industry, but it's made in an unsustainable way, says Tammy Sue, a biochemist at the University of California, Berkeley. Synthetic indigo is not soluble. That means it's not able to dissolve in water. To make synthetic indigo soluble so that it can attach to fabric, jean manufacturers must mix it with harsh chemicals. Unfortunately, jean factories overseas sometimes release water tainted by these chemicals into lakes and streams during the dyeing process. The pollution puts people and wildlife at risk. The traditional way of getting blue jeans to be blue using synthetic indigo works like this. First, step 1, the synthetic indigo is produced in a laboratory. It's made based off of various petroleum products. Then, the synthetic indigo is mixed with a base, which is an alkaline substance, and these are often harsh chemicals, things like sodium diothionate. These chemicals react with the indigo to make it water soluble. This allows the indigo to stick to the yarn or fabric. After dyeing with these chemicals, the yarn is a yellowish color. When they come out of the dye, the indigo oxidizes, which means it reacts with oxygen in the air, causing it to turn blue. The blue yarn is woven into denim fabric, which is then cut and sewn into blue jeans. The greener way that scientists are trying to develop uses bacteria. Recently, Sue and her colleagues found a way to bioengineer a less toxic substitute for synthetic indigo. They tweaked the DNA, or hereditary material, of E. coli bacteria to produce a chemical that is naturally found in the Indigofera tinctura plants. This chemical dye can dye cloth blue when mixed with an enzyme, a substance that speeds up chemical reactions. The harsh chemicals that are normally needed are no longer needed. It's too soon to tell whether this indigo alternative can someday replace the synthetic version. The The next step is to see if we can make a pair of jeans using our new method, says Sue. Until then, your blue jeans will still be blue, just not entirely green. Now we'll take a short look at a video that tells us a little bit of history about blue jeans.
It might just be the world's most popular piece of clothing. Skinny leg, wide leg, boot cut, relaxed fit. Cowboys, hipsters, models, and punks. We love our jeans, specifically blue jeans. What you may not know is the number of hoops your pants have to jump through for the fabric to turn that classic blue. Roll it! First, a quick history lesson. Stay with me. 1853. A dude named Levi Strauss moves out to Gold Rush Crazy, California to sell dry goods. He did not sell wet goods. Understand? Dry. Strauss sold clothes, boots, etc. And in 1872, he teamed up with a tailor to add rivets to his workwear to add durability. They were made of a mix of brown cotton duck, which is essentially canvas, and denim. A year later, the true blue jean was born. Riveted and made from all denim, the original brand was the Levi Strauss XX. The logo, featuring two horses trying to pull the jeans apart, debuted in 1886 and is still stamped on the waistband today. Go ahead, look at it. Enough history. Back to that sweet chemistry. Strauss's jeans were a trademark blue, indigo more specifically. Indigo dye is extracted from woad plants. You can also get it from plants of the Indigofera genus. Get it? Indigofera. But after Levi Strauss's jeans exploded in popularity, a jeansplosion, demand for indigo was so high that BASF invented a synthetic dye in 1897. But here's the weird thing. Whether it's natural or synthetic, indigo is not actually water soluble. If you just dump it in with some denim, it's not going to work. So how do jeans makers turn your blue jeans blue? You've heard of acid wash? This is base wash. The dye is mixed with an alkali solution, an alkali being the opposite of an acid, remember, and a reducing agent. And this chemical reaction allows the indigo to stick to the fabric. When the jeans come out of that wash, they're actually yellow at first, until the dye reacts with oxygen and slowly turns that famous blue. Most jeans makers use a pre-reduced synthetic indigo dye. In fact, almost all of the thousands of tons of indigo dye made each year is used by jean manufacturers. That's how your blue jeans get blue, chem heads.